Cameras going on, Fiona?
They are on.
Yeah, oh, they're on. Okay, if you want to come and see us, you can. bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. The cameras are on, not for me, but for our guest this morning. Can we have a round of applause, please, for the one, the only, Mr. James Bay, everybody. Morning. Hi, James.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm riding a wave of jet lag. That means that I'm wide awake.
You're wide awake? You're all right?
I'm fire. I'm
oh,
great.
good.
I've been rocking it since about 5 a.m.
Oh, wicked. Oh, good. Because when I saw you before in the kitchen, when you said, like, oh, I've got jet lag, I thought, oh, this is going to be... I actually said to Jodie, who works for you, I was like, get rid of him. Yeah. Get rid of him, because this is going to be a rubbish interview.
This, yeah.
Just, I don't need this right now.
It's the wonderful other version.
Oh, amazing.
It's the other end of jet lag. So, yeah, I'm feeling great.
Where have you come from?
I was in just a couple of, 36 hours ago, I was in San Francisco. It was the end of a month-long US tour, which was amazing, sold-out tour. We were on the West Coast over there for a couple of weeks, so I was fully sort of bedded into that time zone. And then, you know, just sort of threw myself back across the other side of the world. It's always wonderful to get home, but there's nothing more mad than jet lag. It's
Do you know what, I always think people make it up. And then when I experienced it, I was like, people just make this up because they're tired. Yeah. And it's a very weird thing to have.
It's like being ill, but you're not ill. Yeah. But you kind of...
You're ill in the brain.
You're so ill in the brain. And ill in the eyes. And you can't function. And, except at 5 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning like now. I'm buzzing.
You're on it now, which is great if you do the Radio and Breakfast show.
Of course.
So today it's going to be great. Tomorrow it's going to suck because you're just going to be awake early.
Maybe you could regularly start like flying back from San Francisco every other week.
Maybe I should be based in San Fran.
Stop it up.
And fly in overnight. Yeah, maybe it could happen. You mentioned then that you did a sold-out American tour, just no big deal. How is it going on tour in America? Because obviously, not to be really stupid, it's a lot bigger than here. So I imagine tour's a lot more exhausting than here.
Yeah, because there's a lot of time on a tour bus, which is wonderful, and the most sort of rock and roll lifestyle. Quite directly, it's like, oh, living on a tour bus, yeah, brilliant. I mean... So yeah, that's cool, but sleeping on a bus that moves along some of the bumpiest roads you can imagine is not very easy.
Doesn't happen.
Doesn't really happen. But touring in America is great. The thing that I love, one of my favourite things about touring in America is you play the shows and the people in the audience, in my audience in America, have this wonderful urge to, in the quiet moments, sort of shout out how far they've travelled and where they've travelled from. Right. So you're just kind of like playing a song, and you might say something about stuff, and stuff on the album, or say, oh, this is one that's not on the album, and people get excited and all that stuff. And then in a quiet moment, someone just goes, I travelled 8 hours from Seattle, I love you.
I like telling you where they've travelled from.
Yeah.
Hey, I've come... Next time you play Brixton, I'm going to be like, I've come all the way from North London for this. Better be good. That's 20 minutes on the tube.
Yeah, exactly. It's the equivalent of that. But I don't know, they're like, I flew 3 hours.
I love that. Dedication. What's the main difference for you when you're playing between a gig in America and a gig here in the UK? Are they rowdier or are we rowdier?
That thing I was talking about is one of the big differences, because it doesn't happen in the UK.
No.
But they're their own kind of rowdy. Yeah, I think, and this says a lot about how wonderful it is to be British, but they are a little more willing to sort of just go for it and give it some. And essentially, I kind of love that about the UK, that we're maybe not always as easy to kind of impress.
Yeah, we're not pushovers here.
I like that, and that's not to say that they are, but I've got to be delicate here. But
yeah, don't have beef with America.
No, I absolutely. I mean, I think the people ask me this often, and the you can only really know what it is, and there's such subtle sort of nuances and differences, but you only really sort of know about it on the stage. It's a feeling. It's the way, when and how they react at different times to different things in different songs. So yeah, it's hard to describe, but that's kind of one of the things.
Could you ever see yourself going over there to make a record? Because that tends to happen.
First record.
What's the first record?
I made it in Nashville.
No way!
Yeah.
That was terrible research from me.
Well, that's all right.
Oh, I never knew that. Would you ever go and live over there? Would you ever leave us?
No, I do. I love England.
Yeah.
New York's quite attractive.
Yeah.
And where I made the record, Nashville, Tennessee, is initially I thought, gosh, there's going to be so much country music, and it's so sort of sugary sweet, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that. And you go to Nashville Airport and you walk through it, and there's like, and it's country crazy in the airport. It's like very sort of branded. And for example, there's a great country guitar player called Vince Gill, and they have all these announcements through the airport, and they'll go, hey, this is Vince Gill, welcome to Nashville Airport.
Wow.
And all that, and you're like, and there's people playing in bars in the airport, like with big cowboy hats and all that.
So it's really like country music.
When you get out of the airport and into Nashville,
they hate it.
It's just the coolest place. They're just you know they respect it, but it's like. It's they where I was hanging out in Nashville, they care about making great new music of all sort of genres and stuff. So there's a big part of Nashville that I could maybe live in.
Yeah, I like that Nashville. I've never ever been.
It's very cool. You really like it.
I think we should like it. Can we do the show from there?
East Nashville. Go to East Nashville.
East Nashville.
Go down there. There's some sick bars. It's great. Yeah.
It sounds good. Sounds great, that. Right. We're going to play If You Ever Want to Be in Love. Oh, and then we are going to get some questions from your adoring fans that have been on. A lot of them are like marriage proposals and things.
Okay.
For me.
But that's expected.
Yeah, people love me. So we'll brush over those. James Bay will be with us on the other side of this. This is James Bay on BBC Radio 1.
Just a fact about that.
Yeah.
I played that piano.
Did you really?
Which I don't really play very well, but I did a lot of takes, and I did it in my slippers.
Did you?
There you go. It's the only time.
Literally
the only time in Nashville in the studio. Got really early, and I drove myself in my slippers.
Oh.
And I don't really wear slippers.
What kind of slippers do you have?
I bought them out there. They're kind of. I don't really know how to describe them. They're like almost like sort of boot-like, and they've got this sort of cool sort of pattern all over them, and like. I got them, I think, out there, and they're this really, when they were new, it's massive cushiony like bed.
Ooh.
And it was dreamy, and I was like pushing down on the pedals on the piano.
That's probably why it sounds so beautiful. Let's have a little listen to that piano again. That was. Ooh, in your slippers, like
slippers, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does sound like slippers.
There you go,
that's why it sounds so homely and warm, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. I nailed it.
If you're making an album today, pop your slippers on, and it could sound as good as that. Could sound as great as that.
Guaranteed.
So now that you're back off that tour, and I feel like this year, like I follow you on Twitter and Instagram, like you've been non-stop this year. You've been absolutely everywhere.
It's been a busy one.
Do you get a break now?
Not yet.
Are you off for Christmas?
Not yet. No, I've got a couple of weeks yet of lots of fun, exciting things. And I even got to go back to America, which is fine despite the jet lag thing. Jet lag is just not like there's being sort of hungover and rock and roll and sort of slurring through a gig sometimes, which I'm not really doing that off myself, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And then being jet lagged.
How is a hungover gig?
Not great.
Not great.
But there's some sort of energy that comes from that.
Right.
That is much better than if you're jet lagged.
Yes.
Jet lagged. It only happened to me once in Australia this year. I went on stage and I had to sort of, I'm only revealing this now. But
it's an exclusive place.
Were
you in your slippers?
I wasn't in my slippers, but I walked on stage and I was so desperate to just be asleep. At the moment that I got on stage, song one, I was like, oh my god, I just need it. It was kind of really annoying, but because I don't want to feel like that. I love going on stage, but anyway, no, it's been a wicked year, and I've sort of bounced around all over the place.
What's the plan for Christmas? What are you going to be doing? Family ones?
Yeah. Nothing, because I haven't really sort of seen. I haven't seen them properly, and I want to just hang out, and they're the people who make. Although they, like. I suppose in a way, your mum always wants to make a big deal out of the fact you might have had if you've had a big year and all that. But they also are good at not making a big deal out of it at all. Yeah, which is the best thing.
Yeah,
and I can just sort of watch TV with them and eat a massive box of Quality Street.
And, that's ideal.
Other chocolates are available.
Yeah,
and
but not as suitable for Christmas.
No, by no means.
I mean, I don't even like them, but I always get them. Like I don't like them. No. I don't even like chocolate, but I will eat a box of them on Christmas Day because it's kind of got to. It's like having a turkey, innit?
If you don't, you're not allowed to carry on with Christmas.
Exactly, yeah.
You won't get to New Year.
Yeah, you won't. You'll pass on in between. Unless you have some, you actually need them for life, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I wanted to talk to you as well all about the BBC Music Awards, because you're going to be performing there on Thursday. Yeah. Which is going to be a big old night, and it's going to be celebrating the best of the year. What do you think has been your highlight of this year?
Oh, there's been a few. I mean... My first answer. God, sounds like
my first answer. I have
a list.
I have 400. We'll be here till noon.
The album coming out and debuting at #1 at home in the UK was the greatest thing in the world. Pretty big deal. Mr. Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones joined us on stage.
Oh, that was so cool.
Like massive.
That was really good. I nearly had to get in touch about that. How was that? Because I know that you're the biggest fan.
Yeah. It was everything. It was everything. It was everything I could have hoped or dreamed it would be. And I have dreamed about it for probably most nights of my life since I was about 13. So that was massive. And but the Brixton shows, I mean, the whole UK tour, the last UK tour, and Brixton was the biggest venue, so there's a lot to tackle there. And 3 nights at Brixton, I thought, okay, prepare myself for one good one and a couple all right ones, because I'm being real. I'm being, you know. But they just got better each night. And Ronnie came out on the first night.
Wow.
And then the next couple, we had Jack Garrett out on the third night.
Yeah, of course.
So it's things like that, collaborations, you know, just sort of those kind of musical friends that I've sort of made this year. It's a wonderful thing to feel that, you know, everyone isn't sort of closed off and sat behind their sort of Twitter pages and sat behind there. That's kind of rubbish.
It's nice. You're making real music and being together.
It's very cool.
You mentioned Jack Garrett there. He's named the Brits Critics' Choice.
Of course.
Which is great, which you've, an accolade you've won.
Yeah, man.
And so super exciting that he's getting it and your pals and your fans.
Yeah, I absolutely love his music. I really, really do. And it's something else. You know, there's like kind of EDM music exists and it's very popular and singer-songwriters, and somehow he smashed those two things together. It, you know, sometimes a lot and sometimes not so much. And you know, because of all the sort of incredible different sounds on there, he's an incredible guitar player. His voice is massive, and the songs are great. The most important thing is the songs are great, and so I can only kind of applaud that more and more. And I think it's wicked that he won a Critics' Choice. It's
really good. How was it winning that for you? Like, what year did it give you as an artist?
It just the platform that it sort of lifts you up onto, the slightly bigger sort of opportunity to sort of throw your music out a little further to more people and all of that is you sort of like nothing else, and that's one of those that I was sort of, you know, going about my sort of business, making music and playing gigs and opening up for people, and suddenly it kind of comes out of the blue a bit.
Yeah.
Because you're not Critics' Choice, you're not really aware of, I don't make myself all that aware of critics.
Yeah.
You know, it would just mess with my head, and then suddenly they all are saying, "Yeah, we think you're pretty good. You know, you can have this award."
All right,
so and it helps. It really helps. You know?
Where is the award now, James?
I got home and I put it on the shelf next to some CDs. I just thought it was pretty fitting.
Yeah, music.
Yeah,
well, the music award.
And I haven't really had any. It looks all right up there. I haven't really had time to think about if it should be anywhere else. You know,
it's all right on the shelf.
A lot of people said it should go in the bathroom.
Yeah, people always say that, but I think that's like
that's weird. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to shower next to the awards.
No, I don't think so. You don't want a Brit Award seeing you nude every day.
I don't think so. I don't really know. I'm just not really, I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
I don't think so either. Well, James, we're looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at the BBC Music Awards. Have a great one, and thank you for coming in this morning.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on a great year.
Thank you so much.
Well done. Well done. Is that your mum then? Like you're home early for Christmas then? Well done, James.